It's a wire suit, designed to measure body temperatures. They were using it for research, to study the effects of high-speed and space travel on the body. This was in 1960. This is a ergonomic chair, used to give General Electric treatment. It was used for psychological effect in psychoneurotic cases during the World War I era. During World War I, the army used propaganda. One poster shows a man, maybe a soldier, standing near a large cannon. The cannon has smoke coming out of it. There's another poster showing a woman holding a baby, and she's looking at the viewer with a worried look, dining together after a Japanese raid in the Singapore area on February 26, 1942. A Chinese man and his young daughter sit calmly amid the ruins eating bowls of rice. A young girl holds up a sign that says, "The Irish women demand the vote." It's from around the 1900s. A tank assembly line is a flurry of activity during the great speed-up of mass production, in preparation for the invasion of Europe, 1941. Beastmaster, Tonya Roberts, 1982. Apple's all-in-one PCs are assembled at the company's plant in Cupertino, California, in January 25, 1984. It's lovers in Paris during the flood, 1978. A worker is using a cutting torch on the forward escape hatch of a Gato-class submarine. This happened at the Electric Boat Company in Groton, Connecticut. The photo wasn't colorized and was taken for Life magazine in October of 1943. Sandra Bullock is posing for a magazine shoot in 1993 at her home in LA. Blackface by Eva Braun, wife of Adolf Hitler, 1937. Fashion in 1974 featured minis, high-waisted cords and buffalo sandals. Susan Kerr, she's an American artist and graphic designer. She helped create interface elements and typefaces for the first Apple Macintosh personal computer from 1983 to 1986. Brigitte Bardot on the set of La Femme et le Pantin in Spain, 1958. A Japanese mini-submarine was captured in the Aleutian Islands in 1943 and 2021. This totally sane-looking man is Charles J. Guiteau from 1881. On July 2nd of that year, Guiteau shot President James A. Garfield. Guiteau was a disturbed individual and danced his way onto the gallows and died, insisting he was an American hero. The original Waldorf Astoria Hotel, which was once the largest hotel in the world, was torn down in 1929 to make way for the Empire State Building. A Swedish farmer and his wife are taking their family on a tandem bicycle, 1949. Brigitte Nielsen and her then-husband Sylvester Stallone at the premiere of Beverly Hills Cop 2 on the 20th of May of 1987. I've never seen Stallone this small before. There were 4,500 model American airplanes at Union Station in Chicago, USA in 1943. A man is examining rental dentures in 1940. Settlers were sprayed by foam by Israeli troops as they protested about the return of the Sinai region to Egypt in 1982. Cesar Romero and Eartha Kitt as the Joker and Catwoman in the Batman television series from the 1960s. Chinese boys are training for military duty in Hubei, China, around 1942. This was during the Second Sino-Japanese War. Milk vending machine in London, England, around 1931. Cameron Diaz was young. In 1973, a British couple, Maurice and Marilyn Bailey, survived an astonishing 118 days adrift in the Pacific Ocean. Their yacht, Orlin, had been struck by a whale and sank. Robert De Niro, Giorgio Armani and Martin Scorsese on the set of Casino in 1995. Two boys are running for their lives across infamous Sniper Alley while carrying their dog. This happened in Sarajevo, 1995. Anne Margaret, 1960s. Filming of the cult British TV series Doctor Who, Cybermen against the backdrop of St Paul's Cathedral, London, 1968. United States postal employees fed 17 tons of reading material into a furnace in San Francisco, California, on March 19, 1941. Postal authorities labeled it as propaganda. The majority of the newspapers, books and pamphlets came from Nazi Germany. Students are listening to music during art class in 1957. Gina Davis at the 65th Annual Academy Awards in Los Angeles, 1993. Samuel L. Jackson and Gina Davis in 1996. Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox in the 90s. This is about a banned children's science toy kit. It cost $51 and was from 1951. It had real radioactive substances in it. John Travolta is taking his Great Dane for a walk around the city, and he's accompanied by his agent. This is New York in the 1970s. A local woman is holding up one of the natural mummies. They were found in the crypts under the Cathedral of St Andrew the Apostle in Venzone, Italy, in September 1950. These mummified bodies are from the years 1348 to 1881. André Reverdy demonstrates his core strength by having women jump on his midsection from a table, 1920s. Jim Morrison went fishing in the Bahamas in 1970. Claudia Schiffer, Pisa, 1989. During the 1971 Ali Frazier fight at Madison Square Garden, Harlem drug lord Frank Lucas wore a chinchilla coat bought by his wife. The lavish outfit drew the eyes of law enforcement and marked the beginning of the end of his heroin empire. An elderly German Volkssturm member holds his outdated Mannlicher rifle that he was issued in October 1944. American soldiers watched the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, March 1944. Dr. G.H. Byford is standing under an optokinetic drum. He's doing this during an experiment. They're investigating the reflex movements of the eyes and how those movements relate to visual illusions. This is happening at the RAF Institute of Aviation Medicine in Farnborough in 1960. Brooke Shields celebrated her 21st birthday in 1986. On the lawn at the White House for the Easter egg roll, 1898. Troll dolls were a whimsical and collectible toy line. They were known for their unique, colourful appearance and wild hair. This started in the 1960s. Cameron Diaz recreated her hair gel hairdo from There's Something About Mary in 2022. Britney Spears at the Teen Choice Awards 1999. German children are playing on a damaged tank in the streets of post-war Berlin in August 1945. Defiance, Berlin, around 1929. Belgian Princess Marie Charlotte, 1910s. Okay, so we're talking about old-school dentist equipment, and this was in Atlanta, 1959. It was a Kodachrome shot. "14-year-old Sigourney Weaver attends a Beatles concert at the Hollywood Bowl in 1964. Salma Hayek, 1997. Physical training, 22 stories in the air. Men and girls employed by the New York State Industrial Commission are going through physical exercises designed for the National Security League on the roof of the Victoria Building in New York, 1917 to 1918. Leonardo DiCaprio, 1994. Michelle and Barack Obama on their wedding day, October 1992. A frustrated American GI tries to extract information from a Viet Cong suspect in the 1960s. Whoopi Goldberg and her mother in 1986. It's a Sunday morning service happening at an aerodrome in France. The chaplain is leading the service and he's doing it from inside an airplane. This was during World War I. Tiffany Amber Thiessen in the 80s. Blake Bolden, the first African-American professional hockey player. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on vacation in Jamaica, 1965. A German army officer is lecturing children in a ghetto in Lublin, German-occupied Poland in December 1940. He's telling them, "Don't forget to wash every day." Norman Rockwell in the 1920s. Two Red Army soldiers are sharing a kiss against the backdrop of Stalin in 1946 in Kaliningrad. Shelley Duvall and her pet iguana, Hasbro, from the 1970s. Luc Besson and Milla Jovovich in 1997. An airman is wearing an early oxygen mask from the aviation service in 1919. Around 1916, victims of a World War I chlorine gas attack. Michael Jackson met Benny Hill in 1992. Mr. T and Sylvester Stallone in 1987. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, around 1986. The USS Sangamon, that's CVE-26, was attacked by a Japanese kamikaze aircraft off of Okinawa on May 4, 1945. It missed the escort carrier by 25 feet or less. Filming a spectacular stunt on the roof of the Algonquin Hotel became one of the most impressive parts of the silent film, Play Ball. It was produced by the film company Pathé Exchange in 1925 in New York. Those are high platform shoes. This is from Japan, 1973. During the 1980s, there was Opium King Khun Sa, a Burmese warlord who was a pretty influential figure in the Golden Triangle region, from 1976 to 1996. Sa made over $5 billion from drug trafficking, and at one point he supplied a quarter of the world's heroin. Jane Mansfield and Mickey Hargitay as Tarzan and Jane at the Ballyhoo Ball. This was a costume party thrown by Hollywood press agents in 1956. A woman, moving to another village, takes with her the bones of her dead son. It's Brigitte Bardot from 1965. Nicholas II, Empress Alexandra, Grand Duke Boris, Princes Andrew and Kirill, Grand Duke Ernest and Grand Duke Victoria Melita of Hesse, and Prince Nicholas of Greece, 1989. A Spanish woman is in her traditional clothes. This was in 1914, and it's an autochrome. German Nazi officials are re-establishing a monument of Peter the Great in occupied Taganrog during World War II. The statues of Soviet Bolsheviks were removed during the occupation. This happened in 1943. Two North Vietnamese militia members are holding hands while on patrol. This was in North Vietnam in 1971. During the 1970s, safety standards were in place. These standards included things like fire-retardant materials, seat belts, and the use of hard hats. Tomiko Kawabata is sitting in her car and admiring her brand new Sony portable television. The built-in battery can power the 8-inch or 20cm display for 3 hours, January 5th, 1960. The Fairbanks House in Dedham, Massachusetts is the oldest wood frame house in America. Actress Heather Locklear poses in the early 1980s. Czech legionnaires are guarding a train in Siberia, 1918. Two girls are shopping for their mothers on stilts in Sidcup, England. Stilt walking was a popular pastime for children in the 1950s. Bruce Lee in the early 70s. John McCain, a United States prisoner of war in Vietnam for 5 years. He endured beatings, heat exhaustion, and had his nails pulled. He was also put in solitary confinement for 2 years. Despite the hardships, he declined early release unless every prisoner of war taken before him was also released. Rasher Crane, drummer for the 7th Wisconsin Infantry. He was 15 years old when he died as a prisoner of war in Andersonville Prison. He's buried in the Andersonville National Cemetery. US President Richard Nixon is touring the tomb of the Wanli Emperor during his 1972 diplomatic trip to China. At over 48 years, the reign of the Wanli Emperor was the longest of the Ming dynasty and the 7th longest in Chinese history. Salma Hayek, 1997. There's an anti-Semitic, anti-communist poster from 1939. British humanitarian Victor Gollancz is speaking at a rally in London during the Sudetenland crisis. The rally took place in September 1938. Mark Twain, goofing around with his daughter Susie, 1895. Scheel and Brandt are giving away our land. There's a Sudeten German protest against the West German government recognising the Sudetenland as part of Czechoslovakia. This happened on Sudeten Day and during the Ostpolitik policy in 1971. Joe and Katherine Jackson are posing with their superstar sons, the Jackson 5, in their home in Encino, California, in 1971. Shoeshine, New York, 1950. Sofia Vergara in the 1990s. Inoki is halfway to deliver a brutal kick to Ali's legs in their fight, wrestler versus boxer. Ali's legs were never the same after. The date was June 26, 1976. Mike Tyson in the early 90s. This is a coin-operated perfume dispenser. Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese on the set of Cape Fear in 1991. Elvira moonbathing, 1987. Kurt Russell, Victor Wong and Dennis Dunn on the set in 1986. The Machida family is waiting for the evacuation bus. The father is smiling. The children are wearing name tags so they don't get separated. This was on the 8th of May, 1942. Henry Leonard Stevenson was arrested at the age of 12. He was charged with breaking and entering in 1873. So this is about a MetaWriter software vending machine. It was the answer to software distribution back in 1983. Sixth grade teacher Catherine M. Rooney is explaining to her students how to use what's called the War Ration Book 2 when they go shopping. This happened in February of 1943. Sandra Bullock and Matthew McConaughey in 1996. Demi Moore, 1986. Hillary Clinton is listening intently as her husband denies having an affair with Monica Lewinsky in the United States in 1998. A strong man is lying on his back on stage, lifting a group of men and the bench they're sitting on, around 1935. Hospital for War-Affected Soldiers, Berlin, 1915.